Welcome all Romanian enthusiasts to part 3 of the phonetic season. Today we talk about diphthongs, and this video will be slightly longer than the usual phonetics episodes just because we have so much ground to cover. Today we will talk about syllables, semivowels, vowels, which one they are, and all the possible examples with words that begin, have in the middle, or end with those diphthongs. This is not going to be a long introduction, but as always, if you enjoyed this and if you want more content like this, please like the video or subscribe to the channel for more episodes of Romanian that gets an explanation. Also, check all our links in the description and let's dive into diphthongs. So, diphthongs in Romanian. We're talking about diphthongs in Romanian, and I wanted to specify that from the get-go because diphthongs may be different depending on the language that we're speaking. The reason is basically the definition of the diphthongs that we will cover in a second, but more importantly is how they are structured, really, and that means syllables. Diphthongs depend on syllables and they depend on vowels, and we will see how they depend on vowels in a second, but most importantly they depend on the syllables. Now, the thing is about syllables and diphthongs is that in Romanian, for example, in school, we learn how to split words into syllables for about 4 years or maybe more. So it's a really long process of learning how to split into syllables. You have to get used to them, you have to get familiar with them, you have to really get a lot of practice to learn how to do this process of splitting words into syllables. I can just show you very quickly the Wikipedia page. And here, only from this, so without even taking like a proper book or a source, we just look at Wikipedia and we see how many different rules there are to split words into syllables, which is quite crazy. So that's why I'm not going to put a lot of emphasis on syllables in this one, because it's a quick guide of getting to know diphthongs. So syllables, I suggest you spending time and having patience, otherwise it's going to be quite difficult, but it will come with time. You will get the gist of it, and I would say at the beginning really focus on the vowels and semivowels, because this is really what diphthongs are about. Here I want to go through them in a concise way, I would say. When you look at vowels, you have pretty much all of them can be vowels, right? So those are all the vowels in Romanian. We have talked about them in the previous videos, and you have all of them: a, u, e, i, u, o, and u. Romanian is a fairly phonetic language. What that means in practice, because probably you have heard this idea of being phonetic. What this means in practice is that those vowels here, when you write them into the phonetic alphabet, if you don't know what that means, we will probably get into them. Phonetic alphabet. We will get into it this season when we get to more advanced stuff about phonetics, but now since it's basics, what a phonetic language means is that when you get those letters into the phonetic alphabet, they will look basically similar. It would be like a and e, and it will not change as much as in English. Like, for example, when you get weird things like this and like this, and I don't even know all of them, but I will definitely research them properly for next videos in this season. So this is what it means. Romanian is a phonetic language. It means that those will translate into phonetic alphabet really similarly. And what does that mean? Let's look at a very practical example, one that will actually matter, that I from here will be actually bilet, will be E, like in bilet. Now, this is the most common I in Romanian, but if we move to semivowels, and semivowels can be E, I, O, and U. Now, why did I put J here? Is because, as we've been saying here, the I, when it's a vowel, is E, But when it's a semi-vowel, it translates into the phonetic alphabet as a ye. So not e, but ye. And this is why it's yed here. It's a yed sound. And this ye is in Romanian J. Oops. So sometimes, Romanian is not 100% phonetic. Sometimes you can get a variation between I as E and I as ye. Other than that, there's not much to talk about here, apart from the very important difference between vowels and semivowels. Vowels are more pronounced, more emphasized on, and semivowels are a bit less. So semivowels will be like a more softer sound, or like maybe a quieter sound than a vowel. And those are the options for a semivowel, and those are the options for a vowel. You can see that all the A's, so a, and as well as this are all considered vowels. So they are more important, more pronounced than semivowels, which all the other ones can be. And let's move to the definition of what a diphthong is, finally. So a diphthong is the group of sounds made of a vowel and a semivowel in the same syllable. So a group of sounds made of a vowel and a vowel and a semivowel, a vowel and a semivowel in the same syllable. So basically they have to be in the same syllable. I said that we will not talk too much about syllables, but it's important to know what they are. And a syllable is basically when you have a word, any word at all. Frate, I don't know, just a random example. Yeah, a syllable is this, is what builds phonetically a word. So you split it into frate. It's like a brick. Frate. When you pronounce the whole word is frate, but when you split them into syllables, so you can get the idea with phonetics and vowels and semivowels, you get frate. This will become very, very important when you get into more advanced phonetics, but for now, as I said, we will not get too much into syllables. As long as you know what a vowel can be and what a semivowel can be, and that they have to be in the same syllable, this will not split into syllables. So it will be in the same syllable, I and U, unlike this here. And few is pronounced few, not few, or something like that. We will get into ascending and descending diphthongs in a second, but as a comparison, for instance, the opposite of a diphthong, so the one where you pronounce a vowel and a semivowel in separate syllables, will be called a hiatus, and we will talk about that too in the coming episodes. For instance, a hiatus can be Europa. Here you don't say Europa, yeah, that sound doesn't really exist in Romanian. It would be Europa, and the hiatus basically is this, yeah, where they are pronounced in different syllables. One last thing before we move into ascending and descending diphthongs and the practical side of things, I would suggest you go, if you want to find out how to split things into syllable, on desparte.ro. This is a great website where you can just check, I don't know, how a word is split. I mean, we can just pick one of those, for example, and you can see, for example, romanistul. Yeah, so you see how it's split into syllables, romanistul, how many syllables it has, and what syllable is the accent, the stress on. And you can see it here. It's on E, on the third syllable. So accents in Romanian are only on vowels, obviously. So you get romanistul. It's a good resource if you want to split words into syllables and practice this phonetics. So we got into ascending diphthongs with the idea that it's a semivowel and a vowel. First is a semivowel, then is the vowel. And that means, if you remember from earlier, the vowel is a stronger sound, so the sound will go up and the accent will be on the vowel. Yeah. So let's do it. First we have ja, iarnă, piatră, aia. Then we get ye, iepure, piele, baie. See how the sound goes up. Yo, iod, picior, nicio. See here that I underline this and this, so chi and chi, because most of the times you get this sound with a ch or a k sound, so with a ch, gh, ci, gi, ge, ce, che, and ghe. So this is what this means. Yeah, you get this vowels, so semivowel and vowels. You get this diphthong with chi, g, j, g. You get this with ci, so ce. You get this diphthong mostly with ce, ci, ge, gi, che, chi, ghe, and ghi. So che, chi, je, ji, ke, ki, ke, gi. And then it's similar here with u, where you get iureș, chiul, uliu. Then with wa, nothing here. You'll see this every now and then. I honestly didn't find any word that has a diphthong with ua that begins with ua. There are some situations where it really doesn't exist, and there are others when I honestly couldn't find it. If you know any, please let me know in the comments. That would be really, really helpful. But other than that, yeah, so there's no word here that begins with wa, but you have wa in the middle as o what and steaua. Then with w, again, nothing that begins with nouăzeci, nouăzeci, plouă. With ya, ya, braz, cafea. With yo, you get no word that begins with yo, but you get vreodată and vreo. Just a clear clarification to the semivowel and vowel situation. If we go back here, I said that the e as a semivowel will be like a ye sound, and the e as a vowel will be just e. Now, an example could be here, for example, with iepure, iepure, yeah, that's semivowel on the I and the vowel on the E, which respects this rule, and it gets an ascending diphthong, iepure. Now that we got that cleared out, let's go to descending diphthongs. This time we get a vowel first and the semivowel second, so the sound will go down on the semivowel, it will be stronger on the vowel. So here you get two bunches, here you get two groups, one that has a vowel and then an I. I is an example, a first group we're gonna talk about. So here you get I, which one word is I, so you have, then haine and kai. You see that on A is more emphasized, so haine and kai. Then a, nothing on the first position, so nothing that begins with a, nothing in the middle. I couldn't find it. Please let me know if you do. And you get rei. Again, the sound goes down. Then with îi, nothing that begins with. Then, well, here you could argue that you get îi like this, and you pronounce it îi. Yeah, I guess that works. Then pâine and lămâi. Pâine, lămâi. So it goes down again. With a, here most of the times you know probably this already, or if you don't, you can imagine that this will have like an imaginary y. The sound of the e will be like an I, e, which in turn could be considered a triphthong. but we will talk about triphthongs probably in the next video. So here you get ye, so yay. So this is yay, leike, and lei. Those are normal, just a. But this one, when it begins with e, is a bit more special in Romanian, as you probably know already. Then with double i's, fiică, copii. Emphasis on the first. Oi, you get oi, and coif, and ploi. Then with ui, uită, cuib, pui. Then the second group with the vowel and u, au, so au, nothing in the middle, and dau. O, nothing in the middle and at the beginning, and then ro. With u, there is actually a interjection, I think, which is u, but well, we're talking about proper words, I guess, here. And then you get one that ends with bru. Eu, again, ye, yeah, eu. So we can consider this a triphthong in phonetics. Eu, nothing, and leu. Then with you, iubire, ciudă, viu. So here with ciudă, again, you get one of those, which means one of those groups of letters are frequently before the EU. So usually the I will be one of those. So gi, g, chi, and ki. And it's the same with here. Actually, I don't even know why I put CE. But it applies. Actually, with CE, GE, it applies here, for example. You can get geografie, and with CE, you can get it here as well. Or with or here, for example, cha. So you will get those groups of letters, including this as the first vowel or the first semivowel of the diphthong group, E or I. Ciudă, viu. Then with O, you get O, nothing here, and tricou. And with UU, so with U, it's nothing here, and you really get only a bunch of words. One of them is continuu. Thank you so much for watching this. Before you go, please consider, if you didn't already, to like and subscribe to the channel. This will really help. And don't forget about our weekly talks on Discord and all the content on Patreon. I cannot wait to see you in the next one. And if you are eager to talk about triphthongs or hiatus or more phonetics episodes, please comment and I will consider making this as a priority instead of going further with the next seasons, as I usually do. Thank you all again, and until the next time, la revedere!